I've always wanted a family. It was like a no-brainer when I was looking for someone to spend my life with. That was one of the make it or break it things.
When we met on Match.com, that was one of the requirements. I don't think I messaged or entertained any who said that they didn't want a family or were not 100%. It was just a feeling that I always had. So when you said that you wanted a family, that was a good sign.
Well, first comes love, then comes marriage. We wanted to have a year to ourselves before starting, but we were older, especially me. I didn't want to wait too long. Of course, it didn't happen right away.
Yeah, they say that lesbians move fast. Lesbians who are older, who wanted a family, Mr. We didn't know what to anticipate when it comes to how quick it was going to be, but we knew that for legality and safety and etc., we needed to have the marriage certificate. So the next step seemed a little bit more cut and dry. We moved quick. 1 year dating, 1 year engaged, 1 year
married, and then started trying.
We knew that we had to, because of both of our age, get going real quick. It was dedication, focus.
Our first step was looking for sperm donors, because of course that is something that we do not produce within ourselves. We did some research into different organizations. We decided we didn't want to use anyone in our circle. We wanted to branch out. We decided we both wanted to carry a child, and that's a decision we made together. And we wanted to have the same donor for both children so that they would be siblings biologically. And then looking into different sperm banks, deciding which one to use. And then there was the process of picking the donor, which was kind of fun. I think we had a good time, many nights with a bottle of wine. We would print out different options and flip through. Unless it had the most requirements, I think.
I did. I think we must have talked about it quite a bit.
We did.
From the beginning of dating, and we were very transparent and very open about our wants. But both of us had a strong desire to carry and have our own biological children. I did have a lot of requirements. And I think that goes to a strong envy, I guess, of wanting that heterotypical family look. So in lieu of not having sperm, when we were looking through, I really wanted a donor who loved applesauce. Think of anything but applesauce. I wanted some kind of would mirror my family tree. So tall. I was not looking for someone with redheaded genes at all.
Turns out they did.
Which
I didn't mind, because that was Leslie's family side, though. Turns out the donor had a redheaded mom. We now have a very bright redheaded little one.
Well, skin cancer is a thing. So like putting on so much sunblock is tedious. But I think the biggest hard decision, other than height, was you and I are so different. I wanted to make sure that personality-wise, how someone thought, whether he was a creative or an engineer, analytical or more qualitative.
When we got down to the last two options for sperm donor, one was like the artistic type and the other was the engineer. We were really torn between the two, but I think the deciding factor for us was I had done some research into donor kids. And as they grow up, this desire to know yourself and where you came from. There's research out there that says donor kids that have donors that are open, that they can one day reach out to, it is very good for their emotional well-being. One was a closed donor, one was open. So that was a big deciding factor in who we chose.
That was a big mindset shift for both of us. Mm-hmm. I think if we had it our way, we would never have that contact. We would never have to deal with those situations or experiences, whether good or bad. It was just something that we weren't interested in. But knowing that the research was there, we had to think of the best.
We're parents who got to think
children,
the best for the children, not for us. Living in a democratic state is very helpful in that I felt like the information was out there. I'm in the medical system. It's second nature for me to be able to research these things. And I felt like when we got started, I didn't really feel like there was too much discrimination in the process. I don't know how your feelings were on the matter.
Lora-Lee is a nurse, so she also navigated through the medical system. You're also our lead researcher in the family, so she did the lion's share of all of it. I was the supportive partner. So she did an amazing job asking her colleagues, and then that's where you arrive on the cryo bank, right? California cryo bank. And then she asked, I think you asked for our dude, Dr. Dobson.
Mhm.
You got him somehow.
We looked into the doctors through our healthcare. We went through our healthcare partially. Of course, it was not all covered. Looking into the different doctors and finding one with decent reviews, and our doctor was really fantastic. He was invested in helping us make a family. We ran across some problems throughout the process, but he was always looking for ways to make it happen.
And I mean, aside from the medical system, which I think everything here is seemingly really progressive, and I think that there's checks and balances, more so the social circles. And for me, I'm an open book. And I'm always willing to share, especially with those people who think it's really different. With family, my mother, there's always those kind of weird questions of
Who's the father?
who's the father? Being a queer couple, queer parents, every stage is going to be different.
Neither of us were like, pride as individuals and as single people, even as a couple before becoming parents. I don't know. It was there. It's great. It's really important, but it's not like we went out and did pride activities, wore rainbow stuff, that type of thing. But when the kids came along, realizing we need to instill that positivity was really important. We definitely do a lot more pride activities and whatnot now that we're a family with children.
Have been very grateful to live in this Bay Area bubble. And I know that you come from a different background altogether. But for me, I don't want to, nor do I really have to, make my sexuality a huge part of my identity. That being said, having children has really changed my perspective of exposure, education, community, because, yeah, it's not just about me. I feel very grateful of being so resolute over time, but like now I have to create diverse perspectives for my little ones and also create a sense of security about their own difference. And that comes with a lot of confidence and education. Building that village is going to be pivotal